The revolution will not be televised.
Hey guys, Dan from Clutch Business Blueprint, and I have Justin Myer here. He is a realtor with LethbridgeRealEstate.com, and I am talking to him because I love the way he markets. He's really good. One of the things, especially if you read my article on Friday, with regards to branding and the way we market ourselves, I find, well, especially in the real estate industry, that you see a lot of pictures out there, but not a lot of value, which is my segue to my first question to you, Justin. Why don't I see your picture?
I'm trying to do things a little differently. I've done a lot of research, and I don't think people care about what I look like compared to how I sell their house and how I help them buy a house. So paying thousands of dollars a month to put my face on billboards and radio ads and things like that, just to say my name, doesn't really bring any value to my current clients or to future clients. So I've kind of moved away from that. My business card doesn't have my picture on it. A lot of people in the old school think, well, you should have it on there just so people recognize you. But when people hear my name and they hear the marketing tactics that I've done in the past, they know my name anyway, and then they do recognize me over time. And I'm more of a personal person, like we should meet, let's talk, let's chat. And then once you meet me, you're not going to forget my face. So you don't need to see me on a billboard. I think that's the main thing that I've been doing to stay away from just doing the same old thing that everyone's doing.
So then, like, I find that really neat because, once again, traditionally most realtors is, see my face, this is me. But you're kind of, on the down low, right? So then do you catch a lot of flack for doing things differently than the old school?
Yeah, I would say that I get a lot of raised eyebrows from other members of our industry, and it's good and bad. People are like, hey, how did you do that? That was really neat. And I get lots of compliments, but then also you get, well, are you sure you can do that, or you can get away with this? And so you got a total line of being innovative with being unethical, and you'll have to always be on the right side of it. Our industry is big on just doing the right things, so I get a lot of both ways from our industry, which is good. I've had a lot of people call and ask, hey, can you show me what you did here? And I'm more than willing to work with industry members because I think making the industry better, using our videos, lead captures, things like that, makes the whole scenario better instead of staying in the past, just doing the same old, same old. So yeah, you do get a little bit of both ways, but it's good that way.
Now, another cool thing that you did, and another reason why I'm sitting here, you had a really cool campaign, I believe, last summer, and instead of, once again, your traditional picture of a house and then the facts, you actually had an auction type of ad, more or less, like a bidding party.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we did a bidding party. Can't do auctions because I'm not an auctioneer.
Okay.
So we kind of worked around the system. In Alberta, you have to have a license to be an auctioneer. So what we did is we took a house that was on the market for 2 years, off and on. She desperately wanted to sell it. It was a beautiful house in Dieppe, which is a great neighborhood, and she was getting one showing a month, and it was just not happening. And what I told her is, like, why don't we try something really drastic? And no one's done this successfully yet in Lethbridge, other than the times that I did it. And we essentially dropped her price about $150,000 below market value, and then refused to let people in the door for the first 3 weeks. Just say, hey, you got to come to the open house, or you can see it, but no offers would be accepted. And it was a really neat thing because it just made the public so anxious to see this house, even though no one had come for 2 years. In the first open house we had, 3 weeks later we waited, and we had over 200 people come to it. 10 offers came that day, and she obviously sold it for well above. Like, obviously, we're asking $350. People were, well, yeah, what are you asking $350 for when it's worth $500,000? Yeah. But at the end of the day, we drove it up to the number that she needed to move, and that was the opposite way of usually starting high, yeah, and negotiating down. We started low and just negotiated up to what she felt comfortable with. The buyers were happy, the seller was happy, and it was market value. So eventually, a buyer just paid what the house was worth anyway. But it was just a great way to get 200 people in the door. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty, like, so basically you got her to drop over $100,000. Like, how did you get her to be okay with that? I mean, I guess if my house has been sitting on the market for 2 years, I just want to sell it. But
that's it. I said to her, like, the funny thing is, a lot of people will take realtors' advice kind of with a grain of salt, but my background is sales and marketing. Like, when I tell you something, it's probably for a reason. I'm not just trying something and hoping it sticks to the wall. I did research on it, psychology background. Why would we attract 200 people to this thing? And after I just told her, just trust my sales and marketing background, she just went with it. We signed the amendment, and minutes after it was on there, we started getting calls right away because people didn't understand. Well, what is this? What are you doing? Is it an auction? Same question.
Yeah.
And so I spent 3 weeks essentially explaining how the open house was going to go, and then at the open house, it was 3 hours of me just running around with people. So it was it's kind of neat. But yeah, they just have to take your advice. You're the marketing expert, right?
So then that's a good segue then to my beginning question. If people are not seeing your picture out there, you're not marketing yourself traditionally, how are you capturing leads?
Yeah, I try to capture leads by giving the public what they want. A lot of people will ask for information. We have a ton of students coming to Lethbridge every year, and so right now, for example, we have a campaign where we have a ton of information on student housing, how parents can get a second mortgage, what you should buy, condo, townhouse, etc., etc. So when you are listening to what the market wants and you deliver the information to them, you don't have to have a big billboard with your picture on it. You just have to give them the correct information and they will follow you. So it's just all about doing what's right for the public now, and then they reward me by giving me their business in the future. So and I think all marketing is like that. I don't think any business should just, and I'll use a bad example, and I know you know the industry well. I drove by a car dealership the other day and they had a big balloon in the air. And I thought, I don't know if that's really capturing the needs of the public or if you're just trying really old 70s tactics. So I think any industry should know that whatever the consumers are talking about, I mean, let's say the U.S. elections are coming up, if you bring that up to the forefront, well then that's what people are talking about. So you have to do your own research on what is my market talking about and how can I deliver that information to them in a free, timely manner, and that's the best way to do it.
Balloons and stringers and all that. Yeah. That's for a whole different. That's a side of my thorn, but that's for a whole different topic.
That's a different day. Yeah.
Yeah. Now something else that you're doing that's really cool, and I was able to help you out with a video. If you've seen it, I'm famous from that as well too. But bridge coupons. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the same idea goes back. I work with a lot of businesses in town, small businesses, large businesses, and really it's twofold. I'm trying to help Lethbridge grow as so we don't have all these big box markets winning it all over. So helping businesses grow with coupons, we don't charge very much. They just get free advertising. Because I know if I put an ad in the paper, it's $150 a week, and I don't get a client, and you just pay up front. The reverse of bridge coupons is I'm helping businesses get clients, and then hopefully, really from my side of things, I'm helping someone, so hopefully they remember that in a few months, and then if they have either clients or customers or even employees who are interested in buying, selling a house or leasing or anything like that, that they would give me a call. So again, it's really just goes back to helping out your community, and then the community will repay you as well.
Yeah, that's what I like about that is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have when they're networking is, what is that person going to do for me? But in this case, what you're doing is so cool. It's what can I do to help you? By helping them,
right,
will help yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of business clubs out there where, I mean, it's mandatory you have to refer, and that's great because that's what this essentially is about, but it's more of a passive one. I tell people, hey, if you feel comfortable working with me, I will obviously work with you as long as we're mutually beneficial. And so, yeah, people really like that a lot better. It doesn't cost them any money. It doesn't cost them any time. It's just me being a good person and then them reciprocating as well. So
yeah. So then, what are you working on right now? What's getting you excited?
Actually, we're doing, like I said, the student thing is really big right now because it's really exciting seeing people come to town. They're excited for school. Their parents are excited for school. They're nervous about what's happening. So with summertime, other than golf, it's focusing on our students. So we've been doing some videos. I do a lot of videos, kind of like you. I think it's a really neat way to do it. Print ad is kind of on the way out, I think. So what I've been trying to do is get onto YouTube, get on Facebook, Twitter, and just get people, looking at what's happening in Lethbridge. So yeah, big projects would be just getting the students into housing before school starts, get them all settled right now.
And where can we find you?
You can just give me a shout here at lethbridgerealestate.com. I have a few websites on the go. You can find me on Facebook at Justin Myer, M-Y-E-R, or follow me on Twitter at Justin_Myer, M-Y-E-R. And I'd be happy to follow you back. If you're a local business here, we can talk about how I can help you out with bridge coupons, things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. And then as usual, I will make sure that all his information is on the blog and anywhere that you see this video. And anyways, tell your friends about Justin. I think he's doing some really cool things. A really good change agent for his industry. And yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Cheers. Thanks for watching.
The revolution will not be televised.